Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama. We finally got some rain. The lake came up about an inch. We need a whole bunch more. Okay, it is, what is it? September 25th, 2025. Tonight, building more on last night's Whack an Atheist with Simon Dan. We still got a few more things to answer. Dan, call over. I'll have you on my show anytime. You get equal time. Defend your religion. Evolution's a religion, Dan, nothing else. Okay, we're on all kinds of channels. We're on Facebook, Rumble. Sign up for all of them. TikTok, Twitter, our app, KentHovind.tv, and Instagram. Get on something, okay? You can go to what do all those other ones do, Joseph? Apple TV and all that? That's how they?
Those are where they can get the app.
Where they can get the app? Okay. Yeah. Whatever that is. Okay. TikTok, there we go. So here we are, September 25th. You want to join us for Christmas or holidays? Bring your family down. You folks have only been here a couple hours. How do you like it so far?
Awesome.
How do you like the real tour so far? I love giving the real tour. Come on down. Join us for Columbus Day or for the Halloween. Not Halloween, the Fall Festival. I'm sick of this Devil's Day, okay? Let's see. Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, come on down. Special days for Christmas. Join our, you don't have family? We'll be your family. Stay too long, we'll put you to work like family would, okay? I'll be the dad and crack the whip. So get over there and get to work. We got to get the arc done. Let's see. If you want to debate and defend evolution, call extension 4. If you want to schedule a cabin, call extension 5. Help us to open for free. Join our 777 club. I like what you're doing. I want to help you keep going for the Lord. Be a member, 855, that's extension 1. drdino.com. Let's see, let me get up here. Simon Dan has made a lot of videos about me without even offering to have me come on his channel. Dan, I offer you to come on my channel anytime and defend your religion. You're real brave behind the microphone when I'm not there to defend myself, aren't you, Dan? Dan has a PhD in art. He's good at making up pictures, okay? To pretend like something happened when it didn't. But he picks on me all the time. Here we go. And Dan, I'll come on your show. You can come on my show anytime. All of you call it. Dan, why creationists are wrong about evolution every time. Really, every time. Well, I posted a comment on Dan's channel again this morning. And I think it's gone, though, isn't it? It's not up there, is it, Joseph?
No, sir.
Come on, Dan. What happened? Here's what I said. My comment on Dan's channel posted at 8:30 this morning. Well, Dan, you get the prize again. You're on my show tonight, 25th, just like you were last night, called Whack an Atheist on all my channels listed on drdino.com. I took off the www in case that's what's triggering him, okay? I don't know. I'll be exposing again how silly and wrong your arguments are to try to support your silly religion of evolution. I have to admit, you are good at quoting the same old disproven script your fellow travelers have used for 175 years now to try to trick people into believing in evolution. And it's a belief. It's a religious belief, nothing else. Every Thursday, Friday, that would be tonight, Dan, okay? 7 p.m., that would be, now. I do a call-in talk show called Evolution is the Dumbest, Most Dangerous Religion in the World. Prove me wrong. Please call in one time and try to defend what you say. Love to have you, okay? Better yet, come visit our Dinosaur Adventureland, 70 miles north of Pensacola. We give a tour of our 12,000 square foot science center, Creation Science Center, where you can learn some real science. I know you're actually Art Man Dan, but you call yourself Man Dan. Well, we'll teach you some real science. We have 30 cabins for you and your family to stay in, 17 lakes and ponds, 5 miles of trails. Our 1/3 scale model of Noah's Ark is really cool. It's our petting zoo. It's all free. Come join me, okay? Please, please do. I pray for you, Dan. You're deceiving a lot of people. That won't go well for you Judgment Day. It's not a threat, it's just a fact. You're going to face God. Call 855-BIG-DINO, extension 4 to be on my show, or extension 5 to schedule a cabin, or extension 3 to talk to me. You don't give out your phone number, do you, Dan? Let's see. No hard feelings. Hope you know I whack you often to save your listeners from being deceived, and maybe even to reach you with the truth. God made the universe in 6,000 years ago. It belongs to him. He makes the rules, and we're all guilty of breaking his rules, and you're going to be judged one day. So I'd like to prepare you for that. So here's the show, why creationists are wrong about evolution every time. Now, Joseph, was it today we got that comment from the guy? You don't use all your quotes are from no quotes from this century.
Yeah, he's in the channel Rumble. I gave him the link.
Okay. Well, he claims I don't have any quotes about Ernst Haeckel gill slits from this century. I just started 8 minutes ago, and quick. I didn't have time. I was giving a tour, right, girls? Okay. Here we go. This is from the National Library of Medicine of 2002. Would that be this century? I think so. Okay. Haeckel's ABC of Evolution and Development, huh? Let's see. This is from 2014. That'd be this century, wouldn't it? Yeah, still talking about it, saying it's wrong. Here we go. University of Cambridge, 2015. How about this one? August 5th, 2025, like 6 weeks ago. Britannica. What do you mean I don't use comment? I have 50,000 slides. I can't possibly go back and keep updating everyone. Once something is proven wrong, it's wrong. You don't need to keep updating it. If you found a math book that said 2 + 2 is 5 from 100 years ago, it's still wrong today. It's not 5, okay? It's 4. Okay. Anyway, so Dan, I was going to play him, but well, let me play some of Dan here. Okay. And then we'll give some people a chance to come in. Why creationists are wrong.
I had not heard of Frank Turek about a week.
Frank Turek is an amazing scientist and does great job. T-U-R-E-K. T-U-R-E-K. Go check out Frank Turek's stuff, Dan. You really should watch him. Maybe you haven't heard him, and that's why you're still teaching the dumb stuff of evolution. Maybe that's why you're behind on your research. Anyway, go ahead, Dan.
Ago, but then I stumbled across one of his videos, his 4 best arguments against evolution. And you know I love to hit back against an anti-evolution video.
Well, Dan, call and be on my show. I'm anti-evolution. It depends what you mean by evolution, okay?
So that's exactly what we're going to do. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, Simon Dan. Thanks very much for joining me. Right, back to Frank Turek then, and his issues with another book, The Origin of Species. He apparently has 4 of the best arguments against evolution, and I'm wondering how many of these I would have heard of before. Probably a few. Let's get stuck into this one, shall we?
I think macroevolution is false on the merits, not because the Bible. Leave the Bible out of it for a minute. When you look at the evidence for macroevolution, I don't only think the evidence is weak for macroevolution, there's very strong evidence against it.
Is there though? Because many people say that and then fall short. Let's see.
I've been saying it for what, 35 years, Dan? Show me where I fall short. Nobody's ever seen a cow produce a non-cow. It's never been seen. It all takes place in the imagination. If we had billions of years, just imagine these little changes might add up. That's not science. Show me the scientific evidence, Dan. I've been asking for it for a long time. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Stepped on his tongue there.
Shall we?
You said you believe in an old Earth,
Yeah.
and that the Bible doesn't really prescribe a certain age of the Earth.
I disagree with Frank Turek on that one. Okay, he's wrong. Frank, you're wrong. The Bible does teach 6,000 years, and science tells us it's not billions. Okay, but he's right about the evolution being dumb, though.
So I would just want to know how you kind of knit together the idea of like old Earth, the Genesis account, perhaps even evolution. Is there a historical Adam, whatnot?
Of course, I believe in a historical Adam, and I think God created Adam out of the dust, just like it says. Makes a lot more sense than natural laws did it, right?
Actually, Frank, no. Claiming a fully formed human was sculpted from dust does not make more sense than natural processes.
Dan, you got to be insane. You think a fully formed human came from a dot of nothing exploding, smaller than an atom, and the rock rained on for millions. I can show you. I've done this 1,000 times. Your theory says, your religion teaches, that a dot smaller than an atom, that's pretty small, exploded, or I'm sorry, rapidly expanded, and became all the galaxies, the sun, moon, stars, planets. And the earth formed a hard rocky crust, and it rained on the rocks for millions of years and turned them into soup, and the soup came alive. That's stupid, Dan. I'm sorry. It's just stupid. That's why you guys had to have our help to win the war.
Because natural laws don't just do it by magic. Evolution explains how small changes over time produces complex life.
No, evolution doesn't explain how that happens. They make the claim that it happens, and you guys fell for it and believe it. They don't. How does a small change over time add up to these macro changes? You imagine it. Listen to his illustration he gives here.
Frank wants to keep the Earth old because that evidence is undeniable, but still reject evolution. So he invents this halfway house where he can accept geology but deny biology.
What does geology have to do with evolution? Dan, all the layers to the Earth that we see, the so-called geologic column, all had to form in 1 year, Noah's flood. See, with the tide going up and down, the water's rushing sideways in and out. It's sideways movement that made all the layers, not vertical. If the top layer's younger, where did it come from? I keep asking you guys, are these layers coming from outer space? The geologic column is stupid. It doesn't exist. They say, well, that's the age when it got laid over there on top. Oh, so we moved it from here to here, and now it's younger. Yeah, you shuffle a deck of cards, boys and girls, and the top card's younger. This is dumb. If I flip this thing over, it'll make 20 or 30 layers in a few minutes. Is the top layer going to be younger? No, they're all the same age. Okay, let him blabber for a minute here.
So yes, God created Adam out of the dust. When that happened, I don't know. What was the other part of the question?
How does like creation and evolution play into the Genesis
Well,
account?
first of all,
Or if-
I think macroevolution is false on the merits, not because the Bible. Leave the Bible out of it for a minute. When you look at the evidence for macroevolution, I not only think the evidence is weak for macroevolution, there's very strong evidence against it. Okay?
So macroevolution is about significant evolutionary changes that happen over long periods of time. Think of the difference between saying dogs can evolve different coat colors, microevolution, to dogs and bears share a common ancestor from millions of years ago, macroevolution.
Where imagination kicks in, Dan. You believe dogs and bears have a common ancestor. You believe dogs and mosquitoes have a common ancestor. This is not science. I wish you could see it and admit it.
Now, every major field of biology supports macroevolution.
Every major field of biology supports it. You are insane. Show me exactly the details. You imagine all of this. Listen to what he says here.
Fossil records, comparative anatomy.
How can the fossil record show changes? When you find fossils in the dirt, all you could prove is it died. You cannot prove it's changing to something else. You cannot prove it had any children at all. In a real court of law, no fossils would count as evidence for evolution. None.
Embryology, and most of all,
There goes an embryology again. Dan, you've got to get up to date on your science. It's been proven wrong since 1874. Not true.
genetics. We can literally map the family tree of life in our DNA. That's not weak evidence, Frank.
If there are similarities in our DNA, that means the same guy wrote the code. I've written 67 books, Dan. You can read them. All of them have the same 26 letters of the alphabet. What's that proof of? That's the code with which you write English. The DNA code is how we write things that are alive. And the fact that we have similarities to other creatures is proof the same guy wrote the code, using the same code. See, if we didn't have similar code and similar structures, the brown cow couldn't eat the green grass and give the white milk, and I drink it and get the blonde hair. God made a beautiful pattern where everything works together, symbiotic relationships by the billions. It's got nothing to do with evolution.
It really isn't.
I'll just give you a few real quickly with the acronym LIFE, L-I-F-E. L stands for the fact that there's a limited capacity for change. Like, for example, dog breeders try and breed dogs, right? And they get a dog as small as a Chihuahua and as large as a Great Dane. But even with all their intelligence, they can't break the genus of dogs. Why do we think a non-intelligent process can break that genus, can break those limits? Doesn't make any sense, right?
The old dogs stay dogs argument.
That's not an old dog's eat. It's legitimate, Dan. Has any dog breeder's been working on this for a long time? Has anybody ever seen a dog produce a non-dog? Anybody? No, it doesn't happen. And there are limits. They get down to a Chihuahua. Why don't they get a dog as small as a flea? You know, there are life forms as small as a flea, like a flea. Why don't they get a dog as big as an elephant? There are life forms as big as an elephant, you know, Dan, like an elephant. Yes, there are. This you guys do not get. I don't know how you can be this retarded.
Dog breeding doesn't disprove evolution. It actually proves it. Chihuahua.
Dog breeders have proved that there are variations within the same kind. Has anybody ever seen a dog produce a non-dog of all the changes they've gotten? Long hair, long legs, long snout, short snout. Dogs, always dogs. Never anything else. So you have to imagine that it's related to a bear and a mosquito. That's imagination, Dan. Here, put your name on this guy right here. There, Dan. Can't get him to stand up. Well, you got the picture. Go ahead.
And Great Danes look like they belong on different planets, yet they're still genetically compatible. We've observed massive variation over a single species in just a few thousand years through our selective breeding. And that's a great example of how much change can occur in a relatively small amount of time.
Now, Dan, This is true, but it's limited. This is what you don't get. You think billions of years can go beyond that limit, and that's not science. It goes into your imagination.
Now
That's
imagine
all.
scaling that up over millions of years and countless generations.
What did he say? Just imagine this over millions of years. Just imagine. Just imagine. Do you have a SpongeBob, Dan? I'll send you one, okay?
Those small incremental changes accumulate. That's exactly how you get what we call macro.
Very small changes accumulate. Dan, you're missing his point. The first letter he went over is L. Yes, the changes happen, but they're limited. Limited. You won't get it. I don't know why. You imagine that they're not limited, but that's not observable science. All observable science tells us they're limited. Tell the dog breeders, get me a dog as small as a flea. I'll buy one for 20 bucks.
Evolution. There is no invisible barrier at all.
There's no barrier? Well, then make a dog as small as a flea, Dan. Come on. Or as big as an elephant.
Stopping a population diverging far enough to become a different species.
This is your imagination again. This isn't observable science.
So if selective breeding that we do with dogs in a few thousand years can stretch a species from a Chihuahua to a Great Dane, then given enough time, these changes can accumulate absolutely to...
Given enough time, this is where, see, his religious faith. Boy, if only we had billions of years. Dan, you can't have billions of years for one thing. I show you that video number 1, how the earth cannot be billions of years old. But even if you did, it doesn't solve your problem. You cannot, there are limits. Frank Turek is right, Turek. Check out his stuff, he's brilliant.
To the point where a new genus forms.
The I stands for irreducible complexity. And Michael Behe introduced this back in 1996 with his book, Darwin's Black Box, where he points out that there are so many aspects of living things that you can't build gradually, that they're irreducibly complex, that all the pieces and all the parts have to be in place in working order to have any function at all.
Okay, example, your car. How many parts have to be right to make the car run? Many thousands, right? How many parts have to be missing to make it stop running? Like maybe if the key is missing, yeah, or the battery, or just a battery cable. There's thousands of ways you can stop a car. It's irreducibly complex. It's not going to run unless everything, you can take off the windshield and still run. But with life forms, what Frank Turek is saying is that Behe said, and he's right, life is irreducibly complex. You can't get down below a certain limit. There's a lot of things you can take off your airplane and it'll still fly. They did that during World War II. They took out lots of weight to be able to fly further for missions and stuff like that. But there's some things you can't take out, like you can't take off the wings or the motor. Okay, you got to have that. Life is irreducibly complex. It just can't function when you get down to a certain number of components. All of a sudden, it stops working. This is what he's saying, and this is what you're not getting, Dan. I don't know how you don't get it. Okay? I don't know how you don't get it. You don't want to get it. Right?
You can't get there gradually. Like you can't get, Richard Dawkins talked about, well, maybe our eyes were developed through some sort of gradual process where we had at first sort of light-sensitive cells, and then they eventually evolved into an eye. What Dawkins doesn't seem to realize is that light-sensitive cells are irreducibly complex themselves, and that to get to an eye, light-sensitive cells aren't a prerequisite to an eye. And you'd have to have vision the whole way through with all the parts there at the same time.
The point is, it doesn't work until it's complete. So why would it evolve bit by bit when it's not working yet? It has to all be complete before it's any good. But so why would nature preserve a partial eye when you can't see yet? Did it get all the components to be able to see? You got the eye, you got the retina, you got the the lens at the front, you have the optic nerve, you got to have the cortex in the brain, visual cortex. Which one of those evolved first? Did it have the visual cortex, the ability to interpret the signal before it had the eye? Why did it evolve that? Did it have the optic nerve between the two before there was an eyeball or the visual cortex? Those are three basic divisions. You got to have the eye, which is really complex, the optic nerve to get the message there, and the brain to interpret it. Which one of those evolved first, and how did it make it without the other one? And you can go through billions of things like this. And if one animal evolved a little better than the rest, who did it marry? Don't you have to have a male and a female of the opposite sex in the same place at the same time in history? What if the male evolved just 50 years before the female? Missed out. Try it again, evolution. Go, go, go. I got it. What if they both evolved, male and female, but they're 500 miles apart? You guys don't get it. It is irreducibly complex. It cannot have happened by chance. Now, if you wish to believe that, I don't care what you believe, but quit calling it science. It's a religion, Dan, nothing else.
So it doesn't work.
The thing is, every time scientists have looked at these so-called irreducibly complex systems, they've found perfectly good evolutionary pathways.
You are lying through your teeth, Dan. Every time scientists have looked at it, they have found evolutionary pathways. No, they have not. They have made up stories, but they have not, and it's not every time. And why do you say evolutionary scientists? Can you be a scientist and not believe in evolution? Oh, no, not in your book, you can't, okay? Yeah, you got an art degree. Yeah, you're the one that decides who's a scientist.
For them. Frank says you can't get an eye gradually, but we've literally observed intermediate stages in nature.
The fact that you can line up individual stages in nature does not mean it happened that way. You can find animals with a light-sensitive cell. All they need to do is just sense which way is the light. That's not proof it's changing to even part of a sequence going somewhere else. We have fully complex eyes. The horseshoe crab, 10 eyes. It has some spots on the tail that are just light sensitive. It has some complex eyes on the head that have 1,000 lenses. Why didn't all of them evolve 1,000? Why don't they have eyes on their tail besides just a light sensitive spot? You guys, Joseph, I don't see how he's never going to get it, is he? He don't want to get it. Got a lot of views, probably money coming in from, yeah. Speaks loud, doesn't it, Dan? Okay.
Some animals have nothing more than light-sensitive patches. No lens, no retina, just cells that can distinguish between light and dark.
That's true. Some animals have that. And some animals have a little more complex eye. And in your mind, that's proof that it changed, isn't it? How about that's proof God made a variety of eyes all for their purpose. You know, there's a variety of telescopes. There's a reflector telescope, the refractor telescope, the all kinds of telescopes, radio telescope, and they can see and resolve different amounts, okay? But the one's not evolving into the other. Each one is designed to do what it does. None of them are changing into something else. I know you're going to say telescopes don't reproduce. That makes it even more complicated for that creature with eyes to be able to reproduce. Adds a great new level of complexity. Okay, let's go on here. Let's see.
Others have simple cup-shaped eyes, giving a sense of direction of the light. Then there's pinhole eyes, lens-shaped eyes, compound eyes. It's a spectrum, not an on-off switch.
Mind, because it's a spectrum, therefore it evolved. I think an intelligent person would say, look at the variety of eyes. The designer's pretty smart. You know, Chevrolet produces cars and trucks. Wow. They serve different purposes, don't they? Some cars have 2 doors, some have 4. Oh, wow. It's evolving into a school bus. Yeah.
And here's the thing. Each step provides a survival advantage.
Well, if each step provides a survival advantage, why do those that only have the light-sensitive spot still exist? Shouldn't they all have been wiped out?
A tiny ability to detect shadow or light is better than nothing at all.
Right. But it doesn't prove one changes to the other, Dan. You're making up a story. You're a storyteller. You're an artist.
Natural selection builds on that advantage little by little.
Natural selection builds on that. This is, again, a story you're telling. This is not observable. We don't observe this happening. Why hasn't natural selection changed all the animals that just have a light-sensitive patch into an eyeball?
That is not irreducible complexity.
The F stands for the fact that the fossil record does not comport with macroevolution. It comports with instantaneous creation because according to their dating, the Cambrian explosion, where most major body phyla or body plans appear, they appear in the geological record about 530 million years ago in a geological instant. It looks more like creation rather than this long series of gradual fossils that we should find if macroevolution were true.
Frank calling something a geological instant doesn't mean it happened overnight. In geological terms, the Cambrian explosion happened over 20 million years.
You're dreaming, Dan. The reason there are fully formed animals, fully formed insects and animals and birds, etc., and fish in all these different layers is because there was a worldwide flood that buried them quickly. Fossils are formed in very, very rapidly by rapid burial. Otherwise, they would rot and decay. Show me a place where fossils are forming today in any great number. Show me. Nobody sees them forming. Colonel Sanders killed how many chickens so far? A whole bunch. How many fossilized? None. It just doesn't happen. Petrified clams in the closed position are found on top of Mount Everest. Closed petrified clams. Huh. You know, they can, if the clam is buried quickly and under pressure, it'll turn to stone in 1 year. In the laboratory, 1 day. They can fossilize them, turn them to stone. So I'm sorry. Okay, Joseph, that's been 35 minutes. I could go all day. I love picking on Dan. Such an easy target. You make all day long, I can work on real other stuff, Dan. And just pick up one of yours and let you talk. All you gotta do is talk a few minutes and I find something stupid you say, and I can try to whack you. So there he is. Okay, Joseph, who we got there?
Ambush apostate, Ed.
The who?
Ambush apostate.
Amber?
Ambush apostate.
Ambrose? Apostate. Have to spell it.
Hey, Kent, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't see you though. Where's
Well,
your
it's
face?
off tonight. I'm not looking my best. So I'm just going to leave the camera off. But I just have a quick question for you. I sent you a message, by the way, on Monday.
Hang on. Let me get my headphones. I can barely hear you.
Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, let's try it again.
Go ahead.
I sent you a message on Monday. I saw your video about me last week and was asking if you wanted to do a debate with me about the cult topic, cult behavior. You didn't respond. That's okay. But I've got some friends who have also
Well, slow down. No, hang on. One topic at a time.
Okay.
How many emails and messages do I get, Joseph? A lot.
Right.
Okay. If I don't respond, I'm sorry. I'm trying. I get hundreds of phone calls. So it's not like I'm afraid of it at all. So don't have to leave that
I
impression.
understand.
I'll
That's
put
and that's
yourself-
fine. I have reached out to you. So have Austin Sims called you. Wanted to know if you wanted to discuss your credentials on algebra. You know,
Right.
You talked
Not
about
interested.
okay.
There's too many. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
I got too many dragons to slay. My calling is evolution. I don't want to debate the flat Earth topic. I don't want to debate the geocentric topic. I don't want to debate whether I'm qualified to teach algebra or not. If he doesn't like it, too bad.
That's
I'm not
fair.
teaching him algebra.
That's
enough.
fair.
I'm
Yeah,
not interested.
Now,
Not that I'm afraid to.
I understand. Now, Caruso has reached out. He's open to a debate, and I think you had said you would debate him about a year ago, and he's open to basically any topic, and he hasn't been contacted. And I guess my main question is,
Hang on a second, one at a time. Joseph, does that ring a bell? Caruso? I've never turned.
I know who he is, but I haven't heard that.
Well, I've never turned down a debate on
Okay.
evolution. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Joseph, call Caruso, whoever that is. You got his contact. Schedule a debate tomorrow night.
yeah, he's sitting right here. He's actually my roommate. He said he'll debate
Okay.
you on anything, but yeah,
Okay,
reach
on
out to
evolution.
him.
Where's the
That's-
evidence
yeah,
for evolution?
Sure, and that's his thing. That's fine. All three of us, myself, Austin Sims, and Caruso, were at the Ark encounter and wanted to contact you, just talk to you there, not necessarily debate you, just chat about some things and see if we could find maybe some common ground.
Sure.
But she didn't show up to that. So my question is,
No, stop. Let me explain why. I had
Okay.
been the atheists at the time. They only had how many scheduled to come, Joseph? It was just a few. It's supposed to be an
that's
atheist
split.
rally.
Yeah, that's not true. That's not true. I was helping Joe, the Kentucky atheist, behind the scenes. That's not true.
Listen, I keep a very busy schedule. I'm not the least bit afraid to meet all of you or any of you, but we have a lot going on here where there's a lot of people who want to hear the truth. I'd rather speak to them. I did not go. I thought about going, but I did send some of our staff there, and they had the camera ready to go if anybody wanted to debate me by remote. So I wasn't afraid of you at all. So don't leave that impression, okay? Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I was in the picture that Joseph took. I helped set up the event, and there was no camera, there was no Kent Hovind representative there to do a digital debate, over
Wait a minute.
over
Hang on a second.
Restream. So don't act like you guys were there looking for a debate because you didn't get out of the car.
Well, listen, there are 800 acres in that park. Joseph, were you there? Who went there to the Ark?
Yeah, I went there. I didn't-
Joseph was there.
Yeah, and he took a picture of me and a couple other people, and he drove off. But you're telling me he was there with a camera and a computer, which is not true. So let's just clear that part
Wait,
up.
stop. Joseph, shut him off. Answer the question. Joseph,
I didn't find a parking spot. I was across the street.
he didn't find a parking spot.
Took pictures,
Took some pictures.
hung out. for-
Were you there with a camera?
Yeah, I mean, I was ready to go,
Yeah.
but we didn't enter the.
You didn't get up to where the rally
we didn't
was.
get to where those tents standed.
Okay. Why don't you hold your next atheist rally here at Dinosaur Adventureland? And I'll debate all of you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
Well, you're
opposed to
trying to make
coming
it
down
sound
there and
like-
meet with
listen,
you. No. I'm
you're-
just,
you're
no,
trying-
I'm clearing up. I'm
Shut him
clearing
off, Joseph. Shut him off. You're trying to make it sound like I'm afraid of you guys. I'm not the least bit afraid. I've had 389 debates. I'll take all of you on anytime. Bring it on. Where's the evidence for evolution? Give me your best one right now. Why do you believe you're related to a penguin and came
Kent,
from a
I'm
rock?
not
Why
saying
do you
you're
believe that?
afraid. Let me be clear. I'm not trying to fight with you. Can I'm not saying you're afraid. But what
I'm
you
not.
were, what I'm not saying you are. So don't
And I
accuse me of
didn't
that.
lie
What
either.
well, what you did on that part, and
There you
that's
go. I knew you were
it's
trying to imply that.
it's misrepresented, Kent. You weren't. Who was going to debate? You weren't there.
Anybody.
If Joseph, okay, so you were going to debate from remotely, but you weren't with Joseph. How does that even work? That's not the point. The point is,
It's called electronics. They have ways you can talk by remote. We're doing it right now,
Right.
I believe, aren't we?
right, but you
You're
weren't
not in
there
this
with
room.
the camera, and you weren't
So?
there with Joseph to set up the camera to do the debate.
I
Is
don't
what
have
I'm trying
to be
to say.
there to set up the camera with Joseph. He knows how to do it. He's a big boy.
Okay, so my
This
question
is
to you, I'm
silly.
going to let you. I'll let you listen. I'll let you go. My last question is:
Well, you
would
don't
you
have a hold
like?
of me. You don't have a hold of me at all. But go ahead.
Well,
You
I
can tell me to let
understand.
me go.
I understand. Would you
Okay.
like to debate me on the cult
Yes.
behavior that is down there at Dinosaur Adventureland, or would you
No.
like me to make a
No.
video explaining it?
You do whatever you want.
Okay.
I told you, listen to me. I will debate on evolution only. I don't have time to, if you don't like my shoes or my
Right.
Hawaiian shirts, too
No,
bad.
that's.
And if
I
you think
just
this is
wanted
a
to
cult,
offer.
if you think this is a cult, go ahead. I think evolution is a cult. So make any videos you want. But no,
I'm
not
not
going to
trying
on
to
that.
fight you, Kent. I was
Okay,
giving
I'm
you an
not-
opportunity to.
I told you I'm not going to debate on anything except creation versus evolution. I simply don't have time. I'd much rather give tours to people here that come here to hear about the truth. I'd much rather build on our Noah's Ark. I have lots going on here. I keep a real busy schedule. Joseph, you've been here nearly 4 years. I'm 72 years old. None of the guys here can keep up with me. Okay? So no, I'm not going to go off on other topics. You guys want to go off on other topics like algebra because you can't handle the truth on evolution. Now, if you want to debate on evolution, you go first, give the best evidence for evolution. If you want to make a video accusing me of being a Jim Jones, you do whatever you want. I'm not involved. I'm not. People that live here and know me say this is a Baptist church camp. I believe the Bible is true. It's not a cult. Anybody can leave whenever they want. The gates are open. No, this is not a cult. Brother, you're visiting here. Is this a cult? What do you see so far? So you guys always want to get on a different topic because you can't win on evolution, can you? Mm-hmm. Go ahead, let him finish, Joseph.
Okay. I'll bring it back up.
See there?
Kent?
Yes,
Yeah,
okay,
no,
go ahead.
I heard everything you said. And like I said, I
Okay.
appreciate your time. I just wanted to offer to you to have that conversation because it's not saying it is or is not a cult. There is behavior that is demonstrated as cult behavior. And that's what I'm talking about. It's not.
Okay, you can believe whatever you
Okay.
want. It is
Well,
not
listen,
true.
good luck. And I appreciate you taking my call. And
Okay.
yeah, maybe we'll see you next year at the Ark.
You wanted to come down here tomorrow. We'll have the debate right here. Bring all your atheist buddies down here. I'll debate all of you on evolution. The
Okay.
only dragon I got time to slay. Okay.
I understand. Thank you, Ken.
All right. Go ahead. Yes, Joseph. Who else we got?
That's all from the studio. We got a couple
Okay.
questions.
A lot of questions here. We're already way over time, so let's go. William, what's your opinion about antimatter? Well, don't hold it against you. I don't think anybody knows for sure what it is. I sure don't. I think it's, I don't know. I think it's a flimsy way to try to explain the Big Bang. The Big Bang has got to be one of the dumbest theories ever passed off on mankind. Really dumb. Are you going to college camp tour? Brother, as Clint, I've thought about that, like Charlie Kirk was doing. I praise God for it. I hope thousands of people do that. It's a matter of time, okay? This was a gravel pit with nothing here 9 years ago. I came home from prison 9 years ago and had absolutely nothing. First day, my wife said, I'm divorcing you. You have nothing left here. I started from scratch with nothing 9 years ago. Okay. God's been good. We're real busy right here. So if I get time, I might. I finally got one meeting I'm going to leave to go for. I can sit right here and reach 4 million people a month while walking across the street from my house. I like that a lot better. Okay. That's it. Okay. Well, thank you so much. All you atheists on evolution, defend your religion. Simon Dan, call in 855 Big Dino. Extension 3 to talk to me. Extension 4 to talk to Joseph to schedule a debate. Extension 5 to get a cabin. Come down. We will feed you and house you for free. And you can have the debate right here. There is no evidence for evolution. It's the dumbest and most dangerous religion in the history of the world. It's a cult. Evolution is a cult. You have to believe in it or you lose your job at the university, don't you? Yeah. All right. See you tomorrow night. We'll finish up with Dan some more, Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise. See you. Call in tomorrow night. Okay, bye.